Hi, I'm Mitchell Wright, the cellist in the Aura Contemporary Music Ensemble at the University of Houston. It is my pleasure today to be able to speak with Misook Kim, the composer of Danza II, who is based in Wheaton, Illinois, at the Wheaton College Conservatory of Music. Thank you for allowing us to include your work in our one-on-one video project and for speaking with me today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, so I'd just like to start off first by saying I had a fantastic time preparing this piece. It was quite the challenge for me. It really was. That third movement is killer. But it was a great experience. So I'd like to just ask a few questions about your influences in creating this piece. Because first, starting off with the first movement, titled Jangdan Samba, I had to do a little bit of research. It incorporates both elements of both traditional Korean and Brazilian forms of rhythm, which I thought was a very interesting combination. And so I'd really like to understand, since these are two very different forms and styles of music, why did you decide to incorporate both of them into this movement?
Initial reason was very simple, believe it or not. Actually, it was a commissioned piece by one of my colleagues, and who happened to be a Brazilian cellist.
Okay.
So I was thinking about how to start with this multiple movements for solo cello, and he was extremely talented and musically and technically. So actually, I could write anything. You know, he can do anything basically. So I was thinking about, let me start with actually less pitches for the first movement, but more rhythm. And both Brazilian, Korean, I think we're all hot, spicy, love to eat, love to drink, love to dance, and, play and sing, as you know well. So I think it's a great combination as a performer and a composer. So even though we have two totally different rhythmic patterns, as you researched, but somehow it has a duple and compound setting in between. So it was nice, energetic rhythm and plentiful use of Brazilian spirit with traditional Korean music inside of the first movement, especially. So I thought that was good and natural fit.
It really felt that way, especially like after researching. Now I found out how different the rhythms were and everything. But while I was first preparing it, it felt like it flowed so easily. So yeah.
Both of us have improvisational spirit, right, in our music. So I think it was good approach. Yeah.
And so then moving on to the second and third movements, which are titled Ritual Dance and Fire Dance, which don't have the same kind of culturally specific descriptive language in the title. Are those two movements inspired from the same influences of the first movement, or do they take from something else?
Probably different, but still based on some kind of traditional, melodic line. And I'm not sure whether you noticed or not, in the middle of the second movement, I used the derived from arirang, which is a Korean traditional sentimental song. It's a folk tune, yeah. So it's based on pentatonic scale, obviously. So it's back and forth. So those whole step back and forth, stepwise motion in simple melodic line probably brings out very emotional expression. Still sorrow, yet full of lamentation, but yet there is kind of hope in the future. Yeah, that kind of implication underneath that simple arira. Yeah, you can research arira. Yeah.
I will, yeah.
So I was thinking about the third movement, not a little, fire spinning dance. I didn't think about it, but why not? It's still fast and fast and fast.
Yeah.
Plenty of rhythms. So by the way, thanks for playing especially second and the third movements. Yeah, it's so much totally different, but second movement is obviously I used some Korean traditional melodic line, and plus ritual dance is actually with the free form of shamanistic early rituals like 5,000 years ago. So probably we don't have to fit in very specific formal structure, especially second movement. So it's free. Lots of rubato. You can do whatever you want, yeah, within that boundary. So much more freedom for the cellist. Third movement, you cannot hide because it's so hot and fire.
Yes.
You have to keep on going, keep on running.
That's what I feel every single time I play it through. I'm like sweating at the end. I have to catch my breath.
So I think the third movement, second movement is very slow and full of spirit, but also the third movement has a great connection with energetic rhythm and another kind of spirit. Yeah, whether it's slow or fast, I think it's a similar spirit.
And that's definitely something that I had noticed about the second movement is, even though it is technically metered as far as the score, listening to it, the phrases are much longer. So we have those big phrases, and it just feels completely free in the middle. And that was one of the challenges, is trying to find where do I want to go? Where is my direction? Where am I leading?
It's
beautiful. It's so much fun to play.
It's like 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4. Forget it. It's just like a straight linear approach. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. I was actually curious about something else. So you kind of answered part of my question that I was thinking of was a cellist had commissioned this because I know that Danza I was composed for viola. Right. So I was curious. I mean, I was wondering why specifically cello, but since it was commissioned by a cellist, I'm also curious why did you pick specifically to move on with Danza? Was there certain ideas that you wanted to expand on? What was
this was totally I'm so grateful about this opportunity, especially working with you and the whole company of contemporary dance ensemble. The original setting, the Danza series, was not for collaboration with the dance company. It's just totally when you write a piece for solo instrument, you can do whatever you want because you can do whatever you want, don't you? Don't you think so? I mean, I think it's a win-win game. Yeah. So as a composer, like you mentioned, Mitchell, it's written down in certain meter signature, but still your interpretation might be wonderfully stretched beyond that box.
Right.
So I think that's the beauty of writing pieces for solo instruments. So
Mhm.
viola, first one, danza. It was originally I was thinking about collaboration with the one single dancer with one single violist, yeah, at that
Mhm.
time. But somehow the dancer didn't want to perform by herself, so she wanted to use the chair, very limited possibility, but she wanted to perform with two people. Mhm.
Mhm.
So that's the beginning of that. And then why not second danza and the third danza? Yes,
Mhm.
it's a great connection with other dancers or solo instrumentalist. It doesn't matter for me, but yeah, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Yeah.
Well, it really was a pleasure working on it.
And
Um,
so be, uh, you are going to premiere my piece because it was written 1 year ago and pandemic just happened. So this premiere commission piece was not able to be performed for about a year. So just I'm looking forward to. Mhm.
I'm honored. I'm really when Dr. Smith had emailed me and contacted me about that, I was so excited. I said, yes, I absolutely want to do this. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Mhm.
And so I'm curious, what can we be looking forward to? What are you working on currently?
Actually, 2 days ago, I just finished my commission work. Uh, Wheaton College provost wrote a poetry. Uh, so the title is Four Cantos on Wonder for soprano, flute, and piano. So
Okay.
my brain was occupied by that, not this danza too. So it was hard for me to switch. I was pulling out old music and try to listen again. And did I do this and do that? So it was so much fun to, pull out old music. Mhm.
Okay, great. Well, that concludes all the questions I had for you. It has been truly a pleasure to be able to perform this, and for you allowing me to talk to you. It
Thank
was great.
thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.